here. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. This is my channel called Erica's Diary, where I will just be sharing with you my thoughts, my feelings, my healing journey, things that I've gone through, in hopes that it resonates with someone out there. Maybe it gives you some hope. Maybe you can just relate to it. So today I am going to talk to you about something that's has been very tough for me for the past several months. I would say probably this entire year. It has been something that has really weighed heavily on me. And obviously, as you can see by the title, it's dealing with loneliness. And I mean loneliness in the terms of my love life that is non-existent right now. So I just want to back up first and tell you, those of you that don't know me personally, I am more so an introverted individual. When I am meeting people or getting to know someone, I'm also I really enjoy like being by myself. I really, even since I was a little girl, my mom would be like, you'd be in the corner playing with your toys by yourself. Like, you didn't need people to be entertaining you. Like, you were always that like self-sufficient baby that just could be by yourself, and it never bothered you to not have someone around you. And that has carried on through my life in terms of like how my personality is. I'm the type of person like, okay, I've had my social interactions enough for this week. I'm gonna go and be by myself. Like, that's usually how I am. But lately, and when I say lately, I mean throughout this year, I've really been feeling the impact of loneliness in the area of love. Okay, so not saying that I don't have friends and family. Like, I have great friends, I have a great family. I'm specifically talking about in my love life. And I think the reason why I am probably dealing with this so heavily is because I have really, in my mind, what I feel like is tried to move forward, move past my past. But also what I realized is that it's so frustrating when you feel like you're ready for something and you literally try everything that you know how to try or do or be, and it's still not happening for you. On top of, it seems to happen for everyone else around you. So I have really been dealing with it a lot. And at first it kind of made me nervous, as like, because feeling lonely can really be a dangerous situation, because when you're lonely and then you could potentially just entertain the first person that shows you some attention, or the first person that acts like they want to be with you, or you get caught up with a counterfeit person. So for me, I don't want to just be with anybody, be with somebody, because if that's the case, then I would be. You know, I'm talking about the person that I believe is for me, whoever that is, wherever he at. I don't know him. But it's like, why isn't it happening? And why do I feel so lonely all of a sudden? I've never really dealt with that before. Even, you know, I haven't been in a relationship in years, and I've never felt lonely until just probably this past year. And it's gotten really bad to where I just had at one point just completely lost hope in even that it would even happen for me in terms of meeting the person I'm supposed to be with. I'm not in a rush to be married. I'm not in a rush to have kids. I'm really not. I just want that person that I'm supposed to do all those things with so we can get this party started. You know what I'm saying? I think what also bothers me about it is that I thought that if I let go of my past, that I really move forward from my past, I really work on myself, I really focus on being a better person for myself, that it would come along. Not to say that it won't, but it hasn't, and it hasn't for years. This is something that I have prayed on for years, especially if you know or if you've seen my video of how I lost my last relationship. I'm like, okay, I thought that at least this area in my life would be restored, but it hasn't. It's literally been so dry, barren, and just non-existent. And the worst thing that I just don't like this when people tell me, oh, well, don't worry about it, it's gonna happen when you least expect it. I don't like hearing that. Anybody that has been praying for something, that has been wanting something, that has been expecting something, that has went through the trenches of not having something, they don't want to hear it'll happen when you least expect it. Because for me, in my faith, I believe that you should expect. God is he exceeds your expectations, so you should expect. I do not live my life with no expectations. I don't. And that does leave room for disappointment, but it leaves room for disappointment if you put your expectations in a person. People are going to disappoint you. So I don't like to lead my life saying, well, I'm not going to expect it, because you don't want to be disappointed, but you can't expect it from the person. You got to expect it from God to make it happen. So I do expect. I'm not saying I'm walking around, I go to the grocery store, I'm like expecting to meet him at the grocery store. Like, no, I'm just saying that when people say just don't expect it, I don't like that. That doesn't help. And then one thing I've noticed is that I've always heard this, just like listening to different like sermons or self-help motivational speakers or whatever. There's like, whenever you are going through a tough time, whatever you feel like you're dealing with, to get your mind off of it, go serve someone. And I feel like most of the time when you serve someone, you're serving someone in the area that you're struggling in. So for example, if you are a person that, this happened to me years ago, where I just could not find full-time work, and I felt like everybody around me was just getting these great full-time jobs and I could not get anything. And I was like, what is going on? And it was like, to get my mind off of it, I was the one sending people, information about a job or a company that I interviewed for, but I heard about these other jobs, sending it to them. Like, or if you were desiring to have a kid and for whatever reason you're not able to, but you're over here serving maybe in the children's ministry, or serving a friend that is pregnant and you're helping her with her baby shower, like things where you are serving someone in the area that you're missing. And so for me, I felt like the area that is tough for me is my love life, because of how much I went through within that area. It's not just, oh, I want to be with somebody, because I'll make a video about this soon, but I've been on a couple of dates, I've met a couple of people, and it's just like, if I was just desperate and just wanting somebody, then I wouldn't even be making this video. And obviously you can still be with someone, be in a relationship and feel lonely and be lonely. But this is my point that I'm really trying to make, which I hope that it comes across like this, is that why is it not happening? And it's very discouraging. It's very I guess I look at it deeper than, oh, I just want to find my person. I look at it way deeper than that. I look at it as my person who I'm supposed to be with, whoever God designed for us to be together and do some sort of purpose work or something, and then build a family. I think about my family, wanting to have those traditions that I grew up with and just all of that, and I have no prospect. And it's like, it's very exhausting when I've tried everything I know how to try. I've tried putting myself out there. I've tried healing. I've tried letting go of this situation. I've tried moving on. I've tried, and it's just, and back to the serving someone. So my best friend got married this year, and I am so proud of myself because I didn't have any type of like sadness or envy or jealousy or anything like that. I was genuinely there to make sure that she was happy, and like I said, serving her for that moment in her life, because the type of person I am, I'm not a selfish person. I was not there thinking, oh, well, this should be me or this is me. I was not like that at all. And I was just like, I hope that God sees like, hey, at the same moment that I am dealing with this a lot, like if I come home by myself and I just don't feel like being alone by myself, I would literally cry myself to sleep because I would be thinking about all of the other times or the past relationships that I have put my all into, my everything into, and for it to be just sitting here at the end of the day with nothing. It's almost like, you know, having my own little pity party. And it's just, to me, no coincidence that at the very season in my life where I just feel isolated, I feel hidden, I feel lonely, I feel like no one sees me, I feel like there's no coincidence of that. And you know, I don't share this really with my friends. Because I don't like for people to feel sorry for me or like try to hook me up with somebody. Like, I don't want that. I'm just making the point of, I'm in this feeling lonely season. So I had really been telling myself, well, Erica, it's like you don't even really believe anymore that it's gonna happen for you. And I remember telling one of my friends, I was like, I just don't even think it's gonna happen. And I said, you don't even really pray about it anymore. And because I just think I've just been so disappointed so many times, just you know, just didn't even want to deal with it. And so I remember scrolling through my YouTube feed, and it was this woman on there saying she had like a prayer for your future spouse. And before she prayed for people that needed understanding. I don't know why I'm about to cry, because it's like, that's exactly what I needed at that moment. Because it's not about, oh, I don't have a man. It's so much deeper than that. And me almost resisting or fighting the feeling of loneliness. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm not lonely. I'm not. But I am. And for me to even accept that was very hard, because I had to face the reality of things. So before she started praying, she started reading out of Genesis 2:22, which is about Adam and Eve, right? So it's about how God put Adam to sleep so that he could take his rib, and that's how he created Eve. And they became flesh of each other's flesh. They became one. all of that good stuff. I suggest you read that if you have not. And it really brought me understanding, because what I thought about it was, what I took from that was like, if I truly believe that God has someone for me, that God has my Adam somewhere, that maybe God has him asleep, meaning it's just Adam and God. Maybe it's just him and God are together, and he has not called you to him yet. He is not, you're not called to him yet. You know, I'm trying to think of it in a more spiritual way besides, oh, I don't have anyone. Like, so that, and in that video, she was saying how a lot of us make the mistake of, number one, choosing the wrong Adam, but number two is you're trying to wake Adam up before he's ready. So I was like, okay, God, thank you for giving me a little bit of understanding. I was like, okay, well, let me write that down so that whenever I start feeling these loneliness feelings and like not understanding all of this stuff, that kind of provided some understanding. So then I always believe that when God confirms something, you'll hear it twice. So I heard the same message, the same scripture, the same, but by two different ministries. I was not looking for this second one. It is a church that I have started attending online on Thursday nights. They're a church out of Houston, because every message that they have been preaching on has been hitting my heart. So the message he preached out of Genesis 2:22, it happened. So I think that I saw the ladies' video maybe like on a Monday, and then I saw his sermon obviously on Thursday, and I was like, okay, well, same message, same verse, two different ministries. I think that's a confirmation. So but his perspective was, of course, God and Adam, and if God did not complete basically the surgery of pulling Adam's rib out, and he didn't sew him up correctly, he did not heal him correctly, then he has the potential to bleed out. And that's how a lot of us are. If we don't wait for our person to go through the process of a healing that they need to, then when they get with you, they just gonna bleed all over you from whatever else they haven't healed from. So when I heard it twice, I just felt like that was confirmation. And within that, he was saying that God would always call Adam first. So, and then of course, reiterating the fact that, you know, it's not good for men to be alone. Like, cause sometimes I was like, okay, God, am I just not supposed to be with anybody ever? Because why have these traumatic events happened in my past, and then I still have nothing restored from it? You know, it's been 5 years since I was in my last relationship that really changed the trajectory of how I even see relationships. I don't take relationships lightly. I don't have to be talking to somebody all the time. I don't have, like, my phone is literally dry because I don't want to just be entertaining foolishness. I've done that so much, and it's so exhausting, and it just leaves me here. So having that confirmation provided a little bit of understanding to kind of get me through. And also, how I said a little bit ago, how I felt like I'm just hidden, I'm not being seen. You know, because I do go out. If I do, I don't go out looking for it. I go out, but it seems like it's just not non-existent. I can't say it any other way. So I had some confirmation about how God hides things of value. So if you feel like you're hidden, it's definitely the methodology of how God works. He's hiding you on purpose. So that's for anybody who also feels like they're hidden, whether it's in any area of your life. It doesn't have to be just what I'm talking about. And then also there was a sermon that I watched called Kings Still Exist, because I know that my friends and I, my single friends and I, we would be like joking, like, okay, God, you don't have any more men in the back. Like, this is all you got. You ain't got no more in the back. And it's funny because in that sermon, he literally said that. And I was like, okay. I was like, no, me and my friends really be thinking that. So I'm glad you know. But he was just explaining how kings are really out here. They are just, some of them that are not, haven't fully met their purpose, are just still hidden. And I'm just saying all this to say that even though the feeling of loneliness, it could be, like I said, kind of a scary place, because it could just be something so simple. Like if I am finished work, I want to talk to my person about what's going on or what I'm frustrated about, or what, like, that person. I don't have that. I don't. And I also think that I get caught up in feeling bad for myself, because I know how good of a woman I have been to these people that I have dealt with in my past. And it's like I'm still sitting here with like nothing. And I'm like, what was all that for? Why? I have a video coming out soon that's called Case of the Exes. And so I will explain to you a little bit about different exes, and like within that, it's my first like real heartbreak. So yeah, the God Why Me video was not my first heartbreak. So it's like, for me to have all of these things happen, it's just kind of sometimes discouraging when it's like, and then of course, when I get into my mind about things, which that's how I am built, I am very in my mind. I overthink. I analyze everything. I will put two and two together and just believe whatever I come up with. So, excuse me. There is, I just lost my train of thought, but I am going to put out another video soon that is called In My Feelings, and I'll just like explain what that means and why. But in the realm of loneliness, like I need to think of it differently. I don't need to think of it like I'm alone, because of course people are like, oh well, yeah, you know, you're not alone, God is with you. Like, I know that, but I'm talking about my person. Like, does he exist? Is he out there? Is it a figment of my freaking imagination? Like, and it's hard when you feel like you're in a space where you're ready, but also I feel like that's the only part of my life right now that is just don't exist. And it's hard because I don't want to just boom get with anyone. Do not want to do that. Because I believe that who you choose to be your life partner, that's like one of the biggest decisions ever that you'll ever make in your life. So I don't take it lightly. Like I said, I get into my mind where I'm like, okay, I am approaching mid-30s. Hello, let's get the party started. Hello. Like, I'm really not trying to be 90 years old like Sarah in the Bible having a baby. Like, I'm not trying to be that. But I'm not trying to rush it to where that's all I'm trying to get out of it. Like, I really am like feel like I'm ready for the next chapter or phase in my life. And you'll have to watch my video that I'm going to put out next called Growing Pains, where I just tell you about what's happening as in this growing, healing journey. And at this age, like, what it's really not a game. And you know, I just hope that in the future. Like my parents will be able to see me married with a family and having those traditions, like I was saying earlier, like where I know that how I grew up and my traditions with my grandparents, like just all of that stuff, it just, to me, it would be so fulfilling. And I'm not saying that I'm not blessed in other areas. I'm just saying that this has been really, really, really tough for me, more tough than I thought that it would be, because I never considered myself as a lonely person. Like I could be alone. Like I could just sit in my bedroom, read a book, watch a show, watch a movie, eat some snacks by myself and be perfectly content. But I'm talking about when I'm going through life, it's like in that area, I don't have it. And then sometimes you get into thoughts of, well, what am I not doing? What am I not good enough? What did I do wrong? Like trying to figure out what it is in me that I'm not doing. And it's not fair to myself because I have put in so much work focusing on myself. I remember I was telling my friend, it's like, I'm tired of focusing on myself, sis. Like I got it. I know me. I got myself. I'm secure within myself. I know myself. So let's keep it moving. So I'll just end with this. I'm in a better place with it. Like I said earlier, I was able to actually accept it. So I'm in a better place with it. It's still kind of like a I don't really want to be here, but since I am, like and I'll leave with this. I kind of touched on earlier when people are like, oh, it'll happen when you least expect it. Well, now I'm expecting it. So, and I have told myself that I was going to write down and ask big requests. And I wrote down other things besides in this area, but just asking big and believing big, because I know that God exceeds expectations. So if I write that down and I believe in it, maybe it'll happen, and maybe by the end of the year I won't be lonely no more. But we'll see. So I feel like I was just rambling, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. You enjoyed what I had to say. Maybe you can relate to it. If you can, make sure you give this a thumbs up. Make sure you comment. Just let me know, because I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people feel lonely. I know a lot of people are in relationships that may feel lonely. I've been there before too, and it's something that only you can work out within yourself, because another person can't make you happy. And you just got to be secure in who you are and what you have to offer. So to be continued in that area. But thank you so much for watching, you guys. I appreciate all your likes, all your comments. And if you have not subscribed, make sure you hit that button so you'll see me next time. Bye.